Meet James Ratcliffe, a billionaire who rose from modest beginnings in a Manchester public housing project to become one of the UK's wealthiest people. Starting as a chemical engineering graduate from the University of Birmingham, Ratcliffe launched his career in oil and then venture capital, eventually founding his own company, INEOS, in 1998. INEOS specializes in making petrochemicals, a backbone for products used worldwide from toothpaste caps to wind turbine lubricants. Today, this company is a global powerhouse, managing 194 sites across 29 countries and employing over 26,000 people with annual revenues of $65 billion. This success has made Sir James Ratcliffe one of the wealthiest individuals in Britain, with a net worth exceeding $30.5 billion. And he was among the largest taxpayers in the UK, contributing £110 million annually to the British Treasury from his income alone. His accomplishments have earned him not only vast wealth, but also recognition, including a knighthood from the Queen. But there's more to Ratcliffe's story, unexpected twists that have stirred up public debate in Britain. How did a man celebrated for his achievements and contributions to British business and finance end up taking a surprising turn that many see as a departure from the loyalty to his homeland? In 2020, Ratcliffe made a surprising move. He relocated his residence and parts of INEOS to Monaco, sparking outrage in the UK. Why did Britain's wealthiest man decide to leave? It came down to taxes. Since Brexit, the UK has faced financial pressures. Ratcliffe, along with thousands of other millionaires, found that relocating abroad offered substantial tax benefits. He was joined by his partners and part of a larger exodus. Between 2017 and 2023, over 16,000 millionaires left the UK. This trend is only accelerating. According to Henley and Partners' 2024 report on private wealth migration, Britain is set to lose a record 9,500 millionaires this year. So, what exactly is happening in Britain? Why are thousands of millionaires and high net worth individuals fleeing? Where are they going, and why? And what impact does this exodus of wealthy individuals have on both the economies they're leaving and those where they're settling? And how is the British government planning to address this millionaire migration issue? I think the answers will be valuable, not only to us as ordinary people, but also to business owners and officials. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Before we start to answer these questions, we first need to understand the global map of millionaire and high net worth emigration. Where are they leaving from, and where are they going? Last June 2024, the international investment migration consultancy Henley and Partners, in collaboration with New World Wealth, released its annual report, *The Private Wealth Migration in 2024. We need to understand why 2024 marks a turning point in the history of global millionaire migration. Simply put, and according to the report, about 128,000 millionaires are expected to relocate worldwide this year. Here, a millionaire is defined as someone with liquid assets of at least $1 million. This figure represents an all-time high, likely due to escalating geopolitical tensions, economic instability, and social unrest globally. Wealthy individuals are choosing to move in record numbers to protect and grow their assets. The report suggests that this mass migration of millionaires is a significant and concerning indicator of a profound shift in the global landscape of wealth and power, which will have lasting effects on the future of the countries they leave and those they choose as new homes. So, which country is the top destination for migrating millionaires in 2024? According to the report, the top destination for millionaires is the United Arab Emirates. An estimated 6,700 millionaires from around the world are expected to move to the UAE in 2024. The second most popular destination, with a considerable gap, is the United States, which is projected to receive 3,800 millionaires. There are several reasons the UAE has cemented its position as the world's top destination for attracting millionaires, with steady inflows from India, Russia, the Middle East, and Africa. Additionally, the number of newcomers from Europe and the UK, both experiencing a loss of millionaires, has also been on the rise, as we'll see shortly. Millionaires are moving to the UAE for logical reasons, including the fact that there's no personal income tax. And the country has highly developed infrastructure, such as world-class airports, and an advanced regulatory environment for business. Over the years, they've built sophisticated financial markets that attract global companies to establish headquarters there, alongside numerous investment incentives and low crime rates. All these factors have made the UAE a magnet for wealthy individuals seeking better living conditions and greater business opportunities. As for the top 5 countries attracting millionaires, we have the UAE, United States, Singapore, then comes Canada and Australia. On the flip side, the top 5 countries losing millionaires globally start with China, followed by the UK, India, South Korea, then Russia. It might seem surprising that countries like China, India, and South Korea are losing so many millionaires, but one of the main reasons, contrary to expectations, is the success of these economies in producing large numbers of new millionaires. For example, new Indian millionaires often leave in search of a better lifestyle, safer and cleaner environments, and superior healthcare and education services. This contrasts sharply with the situation in the UK, which has become a major concern due to the mass exodus of millionaires. London, for decades, was ironically a prime destination for the world's wealthy, attracting affluent families from Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. So, what's driving this drastic shift? Before the UK's general election in July, which saw competition between the traditional rivals, the Labour Party, which had a strong chance of winning, and the Conservative Party, both parties pledged that, if victorious, they would introduce major tax reforms to improve public finances and increase budget revenues by eliminating tax breaks and implementing new taxes. Among these changes was the plan to abolish the non-resident tax regime. Moreover, the Labour Party leader, who ultimately won and is now the current Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, repeatedly announced plans to impose taxes on the wealthy. Regarding the non-domiciled tax system, a non-dom in the UK tax system refers to a person who lives in Britain but has a permanent home or residence outside the UK. Most wealthy individuals fit this description, benefiting from this tax privilege. Do you know how long this tax rule has been in place? It's been around for 200 years. In short, it allows people who live in Britain but have residency or citizenship in another country to avoid paying income tax and capital gains tax on earnings made outside the UK for up to 15 years. However, if they earn money within the UK, they pay taxes on that income as usual. Now, the Labour government has said that this is outdated. They plan to change this situation and require non-doms to pay taxes on income earned from outside Britain as well. The Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rachel Reeves, stated that abolishing this program would generate £2.6 billion or $3.4 billion over the government's term. Another factor prompting wealthy individuals leave Britain is the government's intention to impose an inheritance tax after 10 years of residency in the UK, which they would still be liable to pay for another 10 years after leaving Britain. Furthermore, even assets held in trust funds would be subject to this inheritance tax. In a city like Dubai, for example, there are no income or capital gains taxes, nor is there an inheritance tax. The third aspect of the tax changes announced by the new British government, a 20% value-added tax, will be imposed on private school fees. Just to put this in context, there used to be a 20% VAT exemption on education fees for private schools. Now, the Labour government has decided to eliminate this exemption, meaning private schools will have to pay the 20% VAT. This will significantly increase the cost of education for wealthy families sending their children to elite schools, thereby adding financial pressure and increasing their desire to leave Britain. Certainly, these tax changes were not the only driving force behind the mass migration of millionaires. This trend began a few years ago, and the British government's decisions have accelerated the pace. It remains very significant. This outflow is attributed to a buildup of factors starting with Britain's exit from the European Union, compounded by the energy crisis caused by the Russia-Ukraine war, which led to a significant rise in inflation. This situation was further exacerbated by political decisions regarding tax changes that hastened the mass exodus of millionaires. This crisis has prompted some economists to propose solutions to prevent millionaire emigration from Britain. One of the solutions suggested by Sentax is imposing an exit tax on the wealthy who leave Britain, claiming that this tax on individuals leaving the United Kingdom is not to punish them for their departure, but simply to ensure they cover the costs when they leave. On the other hand, critics of this proposal argue that it will deter wealthy individuals from coming to and settling in the UK in the first place. You may ask, why is the current British government insistent on these tax reforms despite all these drawbacks? The answer is straightforward: a budget deficit that has reached £22 billion or $28 billion. This is why Rachel Reeves, the finance minister in the new Labour government, came forward in late September and criticised the Conservative Party, which previously held power, stating that they left behind a black hole of £22 billion in public finances. Thus, the new government is attempting to cover this deficit through taxes, alongside other measures the minister has implemented, such as eliminating winter fuel payments for millions of retirees and cancelling infrastructure projects like the proposed road tunnel near the Stonehenge Memorial in England. To make it more clear for you, an important question is, what exactly do the countries losing millionaires stand to lose? And what do the countries that millionaires choose to relocate to gain? Wealthy migrants bring key economic benefits. First, they contribute foreign currency, which boosts the economy with debt-free funding. Second, since many are entrepreneurs, they often start businesses, creating jobs. Third, they energize financial markets by listing companies or investing as individuals, increasing stock market activity. Finally, their high purchasing power drives demand in sectors like luxury hotels, fine dining, real estate, and wealth management, creating additional jobs. After all of this, I got an important question for you. What do you think? Should governments adapt to retain their wealthiest citizens, or should they focus on creating systems that work for everyone, even if some of the richest choose to leave? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Your support helps us bring you more content just like this.